They won't tell you this, but the truth about life insurance in America is far deeper and darker than most people realize. Imagine this. Every single day, millions of Americans wake up, go to work, and pay their bills without realizing they're walking around with one of the most powerful financial tools in existence right at their fingertips. And yet, the system makes sure most never fully understand it. You've probably seen the commercials. Smiling families, soft music, and a promise that life insurance gives you peace of mind. But what if I told you that behind that comforting message lies an industry built on confusion, half-truths, and profit margins that would make your head spin? Let's start with a question nobody really answers honestly. Why do life insurance companies exist? On the surface, they're here to help families when tragedy strikes, to provide money when the breadwinner passes away. That sounds noble, right? But underneath that story is something far more calculated. Life insurance companies exist because they know how to bet on one thing better than anyone else in the world: your lifespan. They literally profit off predicting when you'll die. Every policy, every rate, every premium you pay is the result of complex data that tells them exactly how much they can charge before you ever cost them a cent. And here's where it gets wild. Most Americans don't understand that life insurance isn't just about death. It's about control. The companies that sell these policies don't just hold your money, they invest it. When you pay your premium, that money doesn't sit somewhere waiting for your family. It goes straight into massive investment portfolios: real estate, stocks, corporate bonds, even foreign assets. That's right. While you're stressing over monthly payments, your insurer is using your money to make millions, sometimes billions. Let's talk about something even more shocking: the way life insurance is sold. Most people don't wake up and decide, hey, I need life insurance today. It's sold to them. And the people selling it, the agents, are often trained not to educate, but to persuade. They're taught to use emotion, fear, family responsibility. They'll say, don't you want your kids to be safe? Or imagine what would happen if you were gone tomorrow. And before you know it, you're signing papers for a policy that you barely understand just to escape the guilt of saying no. But what they don't tell you is that not all policies are the same. There's term life insurance, simple, straightforward, cheap, and then there's whole life insurance, which is complicated, expensive, and designed to keep you paying for decades. Term life gives you coverage for a set number of years, usually 10, 20, or 30. If you die during that period, your family gets paid. If you don't, the policy ends. Simple. But whole life insurance, that's where things get murky. It's sold as a lifelong investment, a way to build cash value while protecting your family. Sounds great in theory, but here's the catch. The returns are usually tiny, the fees are massive, and the fine print is a minefield. Most people don't realize that the moment you stop paying, your so-called cash value can vanish faster than you think. And if you ever need to borrow against it, guess what? You're borrowing your own money, and they'll charge you interest for it. The truth is, whole life insurance makes sense for the companies selling it, not for the average person buying it. It's designed to look safe, but it's engineered to trap your money. Now, here's something the industry doesn't want discussed openly. The richest Americans, the people who truly understand money, don't use life insurance the way the average person does. They use it as a wealth strategy, not as protection, but as a tax shelter. When structured correctly, certain kinds of permanent life insurance can grow tax deferred, allow tax-free loans, and even pass wealth to the next generation without estate taxes. Sounds incredible, right? That's because it is. But here's the thing. Those strategies are carefully engineered by elite financial advisors, and they're not designed for the middle class. Most people never even hear about them. Meanwhile, ordinary families get sold watered-down policies with high fees and minimal benefits. It's not because the companies are evil, it's because they understand how to segment the market. They know that fear sells, and simplicity doesn't. The more complex the policy, the more money they make. Think about this. According to multiple studies, more than half of Americans either don't have life insurance or have the wrong type. And when people do buy it, many let their policies lapse within the first 5 years because the premiums become too expensive. That's billions of dollars in policies. Unclaimed benefits every single year, money that goes straight back into the pockets of insurers. You see, the system is built on the assumption that most people won't make it to the finish line. Let's peel back another layer the way the industry markets itself. Those heartwarming TV commercials? The friendly local agent? They're part of a carefully designed system to make insurance look like a moral duty rather than a financial product. And once you've bought in, the system is designed to keep you locked in year after year, payment after payment, with renewal clauses, surrender fees, and terms so dense you'd need a lawyer to fully understand them. And speaking of lawyers, have you ever wondered why there are so many lawsuits involving denied life insurance claims? It's because the fine print is full of technicalities, missed disclosures, payment delays, medical details, all of which can be used to deny or reduce payouts. Imagine paying into a policy for 20 years, believing your family will be safe, only for them to find out the company won't pay because of one unchecked box or misunderstood medical form. It happens every day. So why doesn't anyone talk about this? Because the life insurance industry is one of the most powerful financial lobbies in America. They sponsor research, influence legislation, and shape public perception. They've built a fortress of credibility around the idea that insurance equals security. And while, in theory, that's not wrong, life insurance can protect your family, it's the lack of transparency and education that makes the truth so unsettling. But here's the part that changes everything. If you understand how life insurance really works, you can use it to your advantage. You can flip the script. Instead of being manipulated by fear, you can treat life insurance as a strategic financial tool. The key is education, knowing what kind of policy fits your goals, how to read the fine print, and when to say no. If you're young and healthy, a simple term life policy might protect your loved ones without draining your wallet. If you're wealthy and looking for tax-efficient growth, certain permanent policies might make sense, but only if structured correctly. The problem is not the concept of life insurance. The problem is the system built around keeping people uninformed. The truth is, you don't need to be rich to understand how to protect your future. You just need to stop believing the marketing hype. Every time someone tells you life insurance is an investment, ask yourself an investment for whom? Because unless you understand where your money goes, who profits from it, and what your policy really promises, you're not investing, you're donating. And maybe that's the hardest truth of all. The system doesn't hide the truth from you, it buries it in plain sight. In the fine print, in the technical jargon, in the glossy brochures that say peace of mind, while quietly locking you into decades of payments. The truth about life insurance in America is that it can be a blessing, but only if you're willing to see past the illusion. So next time someone tries to sell you a policy, don't just ask how much it costs. Ask where your money goes. Ask what happens if you stop paying. Ask how much of your premium actually builds value and how much disappears into commissions and fees, because once you start asking those questions, the game changes. At the end of the day, life insurance isn't about death, it's about knowledge. And the more you understand, the less control the system has over you. That's the truth they don't want you to know. But now you do.